Okay, we are now recording.
Alrighty. You want to do I feel
Hello.
like I always say welcome. I feel like you should this time.
Okay. Welcome, everybody. Mr. Movies, this is.
You
What did I
sound
what
like
did I do?
Yoda on drugs.
All right. Well, here we are again. We're doing it. We're back, coming out of
Yeah.
retirement.
Um, we apologize for yet another gap for our two listeners.
Well,
Who
it happens. You
I
know,
know,
life gets busy.
life, the age of Coronas.
Yeah, you never
Um,
know.
did you
Never
win
know
a
what will
film
happen.
festival recently?
No. What?
I'm just noticing there's like a film festival thing. You got like four laurels on there. So
Oh, that's
congratulations whenever you won that.
that is my film festival for high school. It is not.
Okay.
It is
Okay.
not in any way legitimate or
That's an achievement,
prestigious.
man.
It's
That's
high
an
school.
achievement.
It's high school.
Alrighty, so today we're talking about DC FanDome.
Detective Comics.
Detective Comics
You ever
Con.
think it's funny how it's like DC Comics and it translates to Detective Comics Comics?
I think it's funny. I don't know. I
I,
feel like it's too iconic to change it
you're
now, you
right. They
know?
can't be like, no, it's D Comics.
D
Like it's too
Comics,
late.
yeah.
Too
D
late for
Comics
that.
would sound really stupid.
But they're doing their fandom thing, and
Yeah.
you
They
watched it.
did their fandom thing. I watched the
Uh,
entire thing.
I saw some of the trailers.
Hmm.
So I think we have an even knowledge of everything. Let's talk about it.
So before we talk about the movies and stuff, I'm curious because there was a panel I watched, I think it was called like Multiverse 101, and they had Jim Lee, who's like a DC person. I don't know if you know who he is, but he's
Is he
pretty neat. He's
Stan
like an
Lee's
artist.
brother?
The what?
Stan Lee's brother?
Oh no. Um he's an illustrator for DC, but he's involved with like the movies and TV shows. Like he does stuff for them.
Cool.
Um and then they had like Greg Berlanti on here who does like most of the TV shows. That's like stuff on the CW, the DC Universe stuff. And then they had Walter Hamada who does the like Warner Brothers, like he's the head of Warner Brothers basically.
Okay.
And I thought this was interesting. So they talked about that scene from Crisis on Infinite Earths where Ezra Miller's Flash pops on in, and
Right. And so for people who don't know, you have the TV version of the Flash and the movie version of the Flash, and then they meet
come together
because the Flash can like run through time.
and talking about. Mhm. And they were talking about that scene and how like it came together like I think they filmed it like a week before the thing aired. Like they were already done, and then they were like, "We want to add this," and they were like, "Heck yeah, let's put it in," because when are you gonna get that chance again?
Yeah, why not?
And then they were like, so they were talking about that, and they were talking about how fans really liked it a lot. Like it had a very well reception. People weren't confused by it, and that might be, and that they're looking into the future to do more of that.
Hmm.
Which, for me, as someone who actually like watches all the shows and stuff and all the movies and is like very into it, for me, I was like, let's do
Yeah,
it.
that's
Like,
gotta feel like super affirming.
yeah. And they were like, basically, we've decided, like, we can make a Joker movie and it doesn't have to be in our quote DC cinematic universe. We can make the Batman trilogy, it can be its own thing, but the door's always open to where we're going to be introducing the multiverse in the Flash movie, basically, and we can cross stuff in. And I know they have like Keaton come in, which they released concept art for that.
Right.
That's insane. First of all, they gave him I got to talk about the Keaton suit now, real quick. Uh, in the concept art, it's the same art from like the OG movie, and I'm like, that's kind of weird. That like I don't know, maybe it's just there for the concept art. Maybe they're going to change the suit because I remember like in those movies, Michael Keaton can't turn his head, so every time he has to look at someone, he has to like maneuver his
Like
whole
a full
body.
body, like
Yeah. So I'm like, that's going to be hilarious if they do that. Like, I don't care either way. But
right.
what are your thoughts on their ideas of crossing over? And they said they wouldn't do it. They'd want it to be special, so it wouldn't be every movie you get like this and that.
I think it's really smart
Because
because okay, I'm gonna be a
I know
little
you're a fan of the Daredevil and stuff, and I know that's got to suck that stuff all got.
Right. So a while back when all the Marvel TV shows were on Netflix, there was all this talk about these characters that I enjoyed popping up in the
Mhm.
movies. And I was like, yeah, I think like they'd fit really well with some of the characters. They're like superheroes. Why wouldn't you want them in there? And for some reason, Marvel TV and Marvel movies never really like communicated well with each other.
Yeah.
And there was just no crossover.
Agents of Shield did like a
Did
little
bare
crossover.
like the
They had like
bare
Sam
minimum.
Jackson in for an episode, and
Right.
then like when Thor came out, I remember the next episode was them going to clean crap up from Thor: The Dark World.
Which is a fun
It
concept,
was
right?
fun. No, I
But
enjoyed it. I thought it
like
was fun. When Shield turned to Hydra and Captain America, like that affected the show heavily. I thought it was cool. But you
because
never got that, you
right.
know?
Because here's my thing. Because DC sort of like had a rocky start as far
Mhm.
as like continuity. Like you had actors dropping, you had like
Yeah. Directors
conflicts,
every 5 minutes, the
directors,
Flash
right?
movie would get a new director.
Because their continuity is a little skewed, it is so smart for them to introduce like this whole multiverse
Mhm.
thing where they could like if one of their if let's say Wonder Woman drops out, all you got to do is hire a new person to be Wonder Woman and be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's Wonder Woman from Earth 25." And like
Yeah.
there you go, problem
Yeah,
solved.
definitely they shouldn't overdo it. But
Sure.
like I like the idea, like if they want to, if a filmmaker like has an idea for something like a Joker movie or Matt Reeves with his Batman movie, like okay, we can do this without it. We're having to worry about the continuity. Like you have
Yes.
more of everything, and I think Marvel might, if they're successful in doing this, which I mean, so far they have been. They haven't done a lot with it, given, but with what they have done, and it seems like they have a good plan in place.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Um,
But because Marvel is pretty quiet this year and they're not really doing anything, I think it's
yeah.
great that DC is just like doing something on their own.
I gotta say, I'm the biased DC fan, but I've always like from an objective standpoint, I'm not gonna, I can see that Marvel film wise has far gone past DC recently, but like again from an objective standpoint, after this event and seeing what they have,
They're getting
I
pretty
think
close.
I think DC's in a better place than Marvel right now as to the future, in the
Yeah.
sense that like Marvel with Endgame was great, but you got to start over now. You don't have Captain America and Iron Man, which were the staples.
Hmm.
Um, and like I'm excited for Black Widow. I think Black Widow looks great, but I don't know anything about the Eternals and stuff like all that. And to me, DC seems to like have more to offer
Right.
even
A little bit more
outside that world.
potential.
The what?
A little bit more potential.
Yeah, I could see that. So, um, that's my thoughts on that. What do you want to talk about first? Do you want to talk about small stuff or big stuff? Do you want to talk? Did you see the Black Adam teaser thing?
I did. Okay, so
Okay.
here's a little behind the scenes. Um, I knew that eventually we would be talking about this, so I tried my best to watch every trailer
Mhm.
but there's no way I could catch
Yeah, there's a
everything.
lot. Did you want to talk
So
about the video games and stuff or no?
sure, yeah. Well,
Okay.
let's start with the Black Adam thing
Yeah.
because what? What? Okay, I'll let you talk most of it, but let me just say, I don't think Dwayne the Rock Johnson can play a character.
When look when
I
you
think it's
pay
always going to be The Rock.
that's what that going in though. So I
Yeah,
feel like
but
they wouldn't have casted him unless they were going to play to that.
hopefully they are being smart about it. But
And this
you can
it kind
call
of
him
seems
anything you want, but this is a
yeah.
movie about The Rock.
Yeah, and from what it seemed like from like the panel and stuff and the way they were talking in the teaser, it's going to be an ensemble cast.
Hmm.
So I think The Rock will definitely be the center of that, but I think we're also going to
Good.
have other characters. I know they have like Hawkman in it, Adam Smasher. So there's someone else. Dr. Fate is going to be in it, which I'm excited to see Dr.
I
Fate.
don't know who these people are, but I can't wait.
I think you'll like Adam Smasher. He just grows really big and then he punches stuff.
Like Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Cool.
But like he's man. There's more. He has more stuff, but So I mean, they haven't filmed this movie yet, so there obviously wasn't much they could
They couldn't
say.
show off a whole bunch.
But that was a pretty good like teaser they put together with the animated stuff, and we learned some information. We learned about characters and stuff. So I mean, like this is definitely on the back burner for the like. I don't want to say it's on the back burner, but like in the event of stuff coming, this is so far back that
it's not like at the
they didn't have
forefront
to
of
get
what
us
you're
super
excited
excited
for.
about it. But I think they got us
Right.
the right level of excited for it.
Great.
Have you seen the movie Shazam?
Not yet.
You haven't seen Shazam?
I have
Okay, so
not
I
seen
love
Shazam yet.
Shazam. Like it was well received, but I think I like Shazam more than like the average person like Shazam. Like I unhealthily love Shazam. Like it feels like a
Aw.
1980s like Goonies type movie, and I just love
Yeah.
it. Like it's definitely like super kid friendly, but it's not afraid to do like creepy stuff, which I love.
I remember you talked about it. I forget which episode, but you
mhm.
mentioned Shazam and you described it like it was an amazing movie. So
It is. I really enjoy
it's
it.
on my list.
You got to watch it. Don't you have
I will.
HBO? I'm pretty sure it's on there.
All right. I have no
Got
excuse
to watch
then.
it. Do you have Max? Do you have HBO Max? I'm curious.
Hell no, I'm poor.
You don't? I don't you? I thought isn't it when if you have HBO you get HBO Max?
Man, I don't know. You have HBO, you have HBO Go, now there's
I'm
HBO
pretty sure you're
Max.
paying for HBO Max and not using it. So I'd look into that because Snyder Cut's coming, man. But we'll talk about that in a minute. So Shazam, they gave it a title. It's called Shazam: Fury of the Gods. Don't have much to say about it. It sounds like a good title. It's the same director, same cast, same crew, same everything. So
Great.
I'm there for it.
It'll be terrific.
It will. What do you want to talk about next from the FanDome? I feel like we have to save the Batman and Snyder Cut for like the last.
Yes, for sure. There's a Suicide Squad video game coming out,
Yes, there is Kill the Justice League.
and I don't play the games. I don't
Mhm.
watch the movies, but I will say that trailer of just I think it was
The banter and stuff. It
Deadshot,
wasn't a lot because the game's not coming out till 2022, I don't think.
right? But it's like Harley Quinn, Deadshot, King Shark, and Captain Boomerang,
Mhm.
right? The four of them had better chemistry than anything I've seen from the movie. And it's like part of me is thinking like why this ties into like the new movie coming out, The
Mhm.
Suicide Squad. Why would you like inflate your cast with like
Yeah.
30 people when four characters done right is so much like I would watch an entire movie of the four of them just like
Yeah.
annoying the shit out of each other. Like that
Mhm.
looked amazing. Like
Yeah, it was fun. I
I
like the
saw that
concept that
trailer.
you have to kill the Justice League. Like that's
Also
such a
very cool.
fun concept. Like I loved that.
Right. You have to like kill your
Mhm.
heroes. Like that's
I'm my biggest fear for this is that it doesn't come out till 2022, so it's going to be like for like the next gen stuff, which makes me
right.
so
You'll
mad
have to buy
because
a
like I just
PS5.
got a PS4. Like I'm not going to buy like a new one for like I probably got like 5 years left until I buy the new one. I
Right.
have a bad habit of buying it like right before they announce the next
Well, it's when
one.
they're cheapest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Anyway,
worst.
so let's transition from that to the Suicide Squad, which I
The
think
Suicide
all it
Squad.
was like a cast announcement, right?
No, there was two. There was the cast announcement and then there was like a behind the scenes. Did you
Okay.
see the behind the scenes?
I did not.
Watch the behind the scenes like right now. Like we'll pause, like we'll edit this, like just watch it. Because I think
Google
I
Chrome.
right now you're scared because there's a lot of characters, but
Uh-huh.
I think after you watch this, you'll be like, okay, I see what they're doing. Because I got a feeling a
The
lot of them are gonna die. I got a feeling
Suicide
it's gonna be
Squad.
hard R.
Okay. The Suicide Squad. Do I just look up behind the scenes?
Mhm.
Okay. All right, here we are. Click play. Okay, so is this a sequel, a reboot? Because I see familiar characters.
But it looks like it's in the 1970s. That's what they said. So
All
I
right.
think when they said that, I think it is a sequel
Uh-huh.
because I don't know why you would have Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn unless it was a sequel. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't
What do
know.
you? I think it looks. Did you finish it?
I did.
Did you see Weasel?
I did see Weasel.
What did you think of Weasel?
Um,
I think
I
it's
I think
great.
a character like that, it all depends on how you use them, right? Like,
I think Weasel's just gonna be a punchline.
oh, I'm sure.
I think he's gonna be like Drax and Guardians, where he's just there for the jokes.
Okay, I mean, like out of that cast, who are you most excited to see?
I forget his name. Polka Dot Man. I'm just excited to see Polka Dot Man.
What does he do? I
It's
don't know.
polka dots. He just uses polka dot. It's I can't even explain it, Duncan. Like it's just the most batshit crazy thing. I'm excited for Peacemaker. Like John Cena's Peacemaker is going to be
Right.
hilarious.
I'm sure.
Um,
I'm sure
what
they're
I'm
gonna do a
excited
lot
for
of
about
Captain
this
America
is
jokes.
like other than like Peacemaker, Polka Dot Man, Harley Quinn, and like everybody else who's previously been featured, and like Weasel. I don't know a whole lot about some of these characters, so that gets me excited.
Well, if you know
Um,
James Gunn, then you know he's like reaching deep into like the
yeah,
unknowns.
Polka Dot Man. Come on.
I want to see King Shark get utilized. I've
Yeah, I do
always
too.
enjoyed that character concept.
Hmm.
Like just a
He's a
big
giant shark that wears
shark man.
pants. Like
Yeah, like unlimited potential
I
there.
know.
Um,
Um,
I really enjoyed Birds of Prey. I know a lot of people didn't.
mm,
I really hope Margot Robbie has more control of her character because I will say in from what I've seen of the first Suicide Squad movie, it
mhm.
seemed like that Harley Quinn was very controlled by the script. But in Birds of Prey, I think they let Margot Robbie experiment a little bit more.
Yeah.
And like you could tell that the line between Margot and Harley Quinn got like blurred. I hope
Mhm.
they continue that in this movie. I hope they let her be herself.
Yeah. I hope because how did Birds of Prey? She was like free, like she
Yeah,
wasn't in
right?
prison. So I'm curious. I hope they like introduce her. Like I think the best way you could introduce her after Harley Quinn is to like have Vans roll up as she's exiting that shot with her egg sandwich and she's about to eat it and then they like knock her on the ground, throw a bag, and you see the egg sandwich
Like
fall. I think that'd be
immediately.
hilarious. That'd be a
Yeah,
great
absolutely.
callback. That's how I do it.
Um okay, so at the end of Suicide Squad, did they get the bombs deactivated? Or did Viola Davis just be like, "Oh, I'll get you next time"?
I'm pretty sure they never like had a scene to explain that, but I'm pretty sure like it's you can assume that it's still there.
So all throughout Birds of Prey, she had that bomb in her head.
Well, in Suicide Squad, hers gets disarmed by the Joker.
Oh, okay.
So
Do I have to watch the Suicide Squad to understand the Suicide Squad?
I highly doubt it. Maybe for like the Rick Flag character, but I got a feeling like
Isn't he
I
just
have
their
a very strong
handler?
feeling knowing James Gunn as a filmmaker, like having watched his stuff, not like knowing him. I shouldn't say that. Um, I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of jabs at that movie. So
All
I
right.
would watch it just to get
Just to
half
under
the jokes
okay.
that are probably going to be in this
When we
movie.
do like what we watched in October, I'll probably talk about Suicide Squad then.
I can't wait.
Ugh.
Alrighty, what was next? They had another Batman game, but to me it was pretty standard. I'm not going to talk. I don't really
Yeah,
have much to say on.
I don't play the games.
I'm not that big of a gamer, you know. Like if there's one I'll play, I'll get addicted to it. But like I don't really branch out when it comes to games.
Sure.
Um, Wonder Woman 1984.
Right.
We got a trailer. Now, I want to say this trailer, I don't think Patty Jenkins wanted to release a trailer. I really don't think she did.
If that was the trailer they had, I wouldn't want to release it either.
No, I think she cut that trailer purposely because they did not want to release a trailer. Like, I
Okay.
don't think it's a bad trailer by any means, but it definitely doesn't show much that we haven't already seen. It doesn't give much about the plot. I can see we're gonna disagree here. I have a feeling she knew that like the Batman and the Snyder cut were gonna like take
They
away.
were gonna command like the
And I don't think she wants to
discussion.
release I wouldn't want to release footage unless I had like a solid release date. They're saying October. I highly doubt it's coming out in October.
Yeah.
Because that's a movie you want in theaters because it's gonna make bank.
Gonna make a
So I
shit
have a
ton of
feeling they
money,
didn't want
yeah.
to show much. Really, the big takeaway from this trailer is that we get our first glimpse at Cheetah. which I thought looked fantastic. Like it's practical, it's real. I will take that. Are we going to disagree here? Are we going to disagree? I thought it looked great. I had no complaints with it. I literally thought it looked great.
I will say, trying to be positive, that that is a hard character to translate on
It
screen.
is. And I think after the first Wonder Woman, I know one of the biggest complaints she said was that what's his name? Ares was all CG. People weren't happy. So she said she went like I think she said 80% practical with Cheetah and 20% is CG. I'm
And it's
feeling
good. It's good that the director is responding to criticism.
I love that, yeah. I
That
thought
being
it looked
said,
good. I don't what's wrong with it? We haven't really seen it, you know?
it was very quick. It was a dark
Yeah.
scene,
Hmm.
but she looked like she was from Cats.
I highly disagree with that.
She, I, it's the like you could hear like the sound effect growl that you hear
Uh-huh.
every panther use. Like I wish they had a better. I don't know the Wonder Woman villains very well,
Uh-huh.
but
It's
like
a faithful adaptation of the look, I will say.
if you have this Olympian rooted character, you've already had her fight Ares. Pick another god or Titan or mythical
Well,
thing,
I don't
not
think
a
Cheetah's the
cat
villain.
woman.
I don't think Cheetah's the main villain. I
Of
know for a
course,
fact.
right? Pedro
I think Max
Pascal's
Lord is going to
person,
be,
yeah.
and we haven't seen any. That's why I'm saying I don't think she wanted to release a trailer
But your
until she
side
has a
villain,
solid release date. So I think
sure,
she showed as little as she possibly could.
sure.
But at the same time, you don't want to show not enough that people don't get mad. So I think she said, you know what, the reveal of Cheetah is probably good enough
I
to
didn't
like
like
satisfy
Cheetah.
fans. I'm happy with it.
It's Kristen Wiig on all fours in like a furry
I'm
leopard suit, and
dude.
she's like
I
meow.
genuinely thought we'll
And
talk about
okay, so
stuff I
like
didn't like the look of later because
sure, sure.
I have a very hot take coming up. So
Okay, so I think so the movie is about people's wishes coming true, right? Like that's how Diana gets Steve Trevor back. That's why Kristen Wiig turns into like a panther. Like
I don't
it's
know.
like a wish
I really
granting
don't know
thing,
anything.
yeah.
I have not looked into it. Is that what it's about?
I'm pretty sure Pedro Pascal, because like in his broadcast in the trailer, he's like, "Yeah, whatever you want can be true," and like it makes me think like
Oh,
the plot is he's tapped into this thing that like grants people wishes. He tries to win over Diana by giving her Steve Trevor,
that's true.
and
I
then
didn't think
Kristen
about
Wiig's like,
that.
"I want to be a cat," and then he lets her do it. I don't know, man. Um, I okay, so like we obviously, like you said, we don't know enough. It was a very early
Yeah.
bare bones trailer. I do not want to watch this movie based on what they showed us
I'm excited for it. I can't lie. I
because
am.
it looks like it's
They also
50%
did
fish out of
something where
water.
they
Like,
I thought this was neat. They released a soundtrack that Hans Zimmer did for the movie, and
oh, okay.
it's the music is pretty good.
Wonder
I don't
Woman has always been great with the music.
yeah. I trust Patty Jenkins. I do. After that first one's one of my all-time favorites.
I
Like
trust her,
I
but
don't care. I'm there day one. I don't care if I have to wear the goddamn hazmat suit. I'm there.
I don't know. It'll probably be good.
I think there's a good chance it'll be good. I think it's gonna have a very heavy political message to it. There's a lot of DC scenes, like Washington DC, not DC Comics.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of DC comic shots, obviously.
I want to hear what your hot take is.
We'll get to it.
All right. What do you think about her gold foil wing costume?
I love it. It's a
You don't
look.
think it looks like a one of those chocolate candies that are like coins?
I mean, it has the texture of it, but I don't think it looks like one. There is a hornet on my window, and for half a second when I looked up, I thought it was in my room, and I nearly cried just now.
Okay, I hope it stays on the
Me
outside.
too.
We have a guest on the podcast. It's a
The
hornet.
hornet.
Okay.
Did Ian watch the Batman trailer?
Ian did not.
He didn't?
I don't think Ian knew that this event happened.
Can we call Ian into the room and have him watch the Batman trailer and join us for this segment?
I can probably go get him, yeah.
Yeah, go get him. Go get him. I think this would be fun.
Okay, entertain the podcast while I'm gone.
Entertain the podcast. So yeah, guys, let us know down below in the comments what you thought of DC FanDome. I enjoyed it. I really liked the outline that our boy Jim Lee did. He drew it. I like that they it was very adaptable. They did a good job of shooting the hosts and everybody on the panels on the green screen and making it look like they were in the same room together. It was a fun event. I hope they continue. I'd be okay if they did a DC FanDome every like 2 years. And once you could do the live stream version of it, but then I think you could also do something like Star Wars Celebration, where it's an event people can actually go to. But it's also simultaneously recorded live. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought down below. And I'm going to have a very controversial hot take coming up on the Batman trailer. I don't know where Duncan is. He should... I have nothing to say, so I might just stop talking and tell me he has to edit it.
We got him.
You did?
Trying to entertain the podcast.
All right, I ran out of stuff to say, so you're gonna have to edit.
That's okay. Have a seat, Ian.
Thank you.
Ian.
All right,
I
everyone.
love this kid. Oh my gosh.
Ian, he was on the Fortnite episode. He's my little brother.
Mm-hmm. So Ian, have you seen the are you aware of the DC FanDome thing that happened?
The FanDome? No, what you mean?
So they had like an online virtual convention that was all DC Comics. They released some trailers. So Duncan and I are talking about the trailer for the Batman. So we're gonna have you watch it, and then you're gonna join us for our conversation.
All right.
Okay. I am now looking up.
Just looking at Frank's cheesy grin as soon as finished talking. How you doing, Frank?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm pretty good.
I want to give
Man,
you
I
both.
missed you. Oh, okay. Got you.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
All right.
Alrighty. Can Duncan hear me speaking?
Discuss.
Duncan cannot hear you speaking. No.
Unplug the. No, we're having a group discussion. Tell him to unplug the.
We're having a group discussion. So, okay. Do you want to do the other one so we don't have to put our faces like right fucking next to each other? Cool.
Alrighty. What did you guys think of the Batman trailer?
Looks pretty cool. I think there's definitely some potential there. I like that it looks like they're continuing to move into like a more like gritty Batman type movie, which is cool because I think that's like where the Batman character just like succeeds the most.
They've only shot 20% of the movie.
Oh, damn.
I did not
really?
know that. Wow.
Yeah. So Matt Reeves was talking last night. They're going back in production, I think, early or later next month. So we've only seen clips of 20% of the movie.
Why are they releasing a trailer if they only have 20% of the movie done?
Because they had to for FanDome.
Oh, no. Okay, I get it.
Warner Brothers put a gun to his head and said, "Give us the footage, you son of a bitch."
Sounds about right.
No, I think you want to release something.
It
doesn't give away that much. It definitely gives you like the tone and stuff.
Yeah, it's a teaser.
I think definitely the big takeaway from this is Batman punching that dude in the face like 50 times.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that too.
Because like,
he's like, "I'm vengeance." I'm like, hell yeah, you are.
I feel like there's this big conception that Batman's a little bit of a like sissy boy because he doesn't like kill anyone and he doesn't have any real superpowers, and so he gets shit from the rest of the Justice League and whatnot. But
he can hold his own.
Yeah. I feel like this movie is actively steering away from that, and like trying to go like, no, Batman will punch the shit out of some dude like 10 times in the face,
Yeah.
break his face, and then look up and be like, yeah, who wants some?
Now talk.
Yeah, like that's kind of cool. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited to see more of that.
It reminded me a
excited for
lot
it as
of
well.
The Dark Knight Rises.
Are you ready for my
which one-
hot
Which
take?
one was the Joker one? Was that
I don't know.
The Dark Knight is the one with Heath Ledger's Joker.
Revenge of the Dark Knight? That's right.
It's just called The Dark Knight.
Okay. What's your hot take?
My hot take, I'm not the biggest fan of the suit.
Yeah, I'm not a huge
I thought
suit
it looked
guy
really
either.
good. I thought it looked sleek because it was all tiny, and the bat.
I thought
Flap
it
one
looks
was,
kind of
really
like
beefy.
boxy. Like it looks too cube shaped.
Yeah.
I get that they want to. So apparently, like he was saying that the suit is supposed to be a quote work in progress suit because it's only his second year as Batman. So, and that the movie's going to deal with like police corruption and like very politically heavy. And you're going to see more of a detective side to Batman.
I like that.
I mean, any time that they're taking like a new angle or something that hasn't really been covered in like, is it okay to call Batman a series? Not really a series, but
Franchise, the Batman
franchise. Yeah. The fact that they're looking for new avenues to explore and whatnot. I think there's definitely a lot of potential
Mm-hmm.
with this movie to be really good. Because yeah, I did kind of pick up some of the like Dark Knight Rise or whatever the Heath Ledger one is. Like there were similarities there for sure.
Yeah. All right, Duncan, do you have any thoughts on the Batman?
I'm more excited for this than like any other DC movie, any other Marvel movie right now. Like,
wow.
I'm legitimately really excited for
I'm
it.
excited for it too. I'm Matt Reeves. Have you seen the new Planet of the Apes movies?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's the same guy. So
we know he's good.
Yeah.
Okay, the one thing though is I don't like how Batman looks like a bitch now when he's not in the suit.
What do you mean?
He looks like a bitch.
Just because he's the Twilight guy.
It's
You know, as a fellow scrawny man, I'm happy Robert Pattinson is Batman because it gives people like me hope.
It's a younger Batman than like any other one, right?
Ian looks like he's gonna die.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
All the other
process.
Batmans are like middle aged, so I think it's cool to see like a young 20s
Yeah.
Batman.
I don't think that dude's in his 20s anymore.
I don't think he is either, but he's
Robert
got a baby face.
He's got to be, right?
He's a good
Let's
actor.
go.
I watched the movie Good Time with him in it, and he was really good in it. So I'm excited.
The only thing I know about I'm not gonna say that on the podcast.
No, go nuts.
No, it's inappropriate. He did some like live stunt that's like really
All right,
fucked up.
he's 34.
Yeah, he's 34.
He's 44.
34.
Oh, I
Yeah.
was gonna say he looks like a child. Is he married?
English.
Yeah, he's British.
Oh fuck that! I don't want Batman going around like limey. What's going on?
Hashtag
Christian
not my
Bale is
Batman.
British.
He is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
he is.
No what? Oh right, because the video where he's screaming at the lighting dude, he has the
Yeah.
Oh, Christian.
that's the best film he's ever been in.
The video of him screaming at the lighting dude.
It's so fucking good. It's so good. Like, like his delivery. It's not just like the shit he says. The shit he says.
You should have won an Oscar
hilarious.
for it.
It's hilarious.
Want me
I
to
agree.
trash your lights?
Oh, you don't. It's so fucking funny. It's
Can you give us a
hilarious.
PG-13 version of what the live stunt was, or?
Oh, the Robert Pattinson one?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you do?
Whacked it on camera. I'm pretty sure.
I don't like your wording. I feel like you could have toned that down. That's like
I
what
could
would
have
you
toned
have
it up
said?
too. It
What?
could've been
That's the
well-
toned down version of that.
I don't know, but what was that, Frank?
Is that the toned down version of that?
Yes.
Whacked it?
Yeah. What else was I gonna say?
All right. Everyone, thank Ian for being on the
Thank you, Ian.
podcast.
You're kicking me off as soon as I start talking about whacking it, huh? This is bullshit.
Censorship at its finest.
Yes, fine. I don't even want to be on this podcast anyway.
Bye.
Did you watch the Snyder Cut trailer?
Wait, sorry. What's up?
Did you watch the Snyder Cut trailer?
I did not know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Duncan just recently explained to me what the Snyder Cut is yesterday. So
I'm
sounds
excited.
cool. Yeah, I bet you are. 4 hours of
I know, 4
DC
hours.
content. Oh boy. And is it still gonna have Ben Affleck like miraculously changing like 20 pounds in between scenes?
No. So it's all what they shot before.
Oh, okay. So they didn't
happened.
include any of the reshoots.
No, it's all.
So
Zack
Superman's
Snyder.
not gonna have a fucked up.
No.
Okay.
No.
Dang. I kind of wish there was a version where they just leaned into it and it was just.
I wish
reshoots.
they would release the like the dailies of just him with a mustache. I think that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, like
Because
I
it's the
feel
mustache he had from Mission Impossible. Like, can you imagine that? Like,
I really feel like movie studios, they put such an emphasis on like, oh, we need to make a good movie that they ignore that like you could also get a shit ton of people into theaters by making just a piece of trash, like
That's
straight
true.
garbage.
Sharknado.
That's like, well, I mean, I guess in the sense that like it was as popular as it was. Like, yeah, definitely. Sharknado's dog shit though. Like, it takes it to an extreme. Like, there's just scenes where the people are just like waving around like their like sword or whatever, their prop sword, and they're just doing this on a green screen, and then they just have sharks like flying in and bouncing off, and they just added that in post.
Yeah.
And it's just that shot, but for like 30 seconds of them just waving around their like
That's
weapon
true.
or whatever.
That's
yeah.
true. But I'm excited. I'm excited for the Snyder Cut. All right, Ian. Thank you for joining us. I was happy to have you.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Ian.
my pleasure.
Thank you for waking up.
You woke the man up?
Well, okay, he was waking up.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna wait for like 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Well, thank you for joining us.
I forget you're in a different time zone. I felt bad. I texted you at like 10 a.m. my time, and I was like, "That."
No,
poor
don't
boy.
worry. It's
Love you, Frank. Bye.
Love you too, Ian.
You shut the door on your way out.
The Snyder Cut.
The Snyder Cut.
What did you
can
think
I
of this
say?
overall? This trailer. Can I say this trailer first of all? To me,
Yeah.
I just asked you a question. No, I'm cutting you off.
Oh, go ahead. I want to hear what you think.
To me, this wasn't even like a trailer. This was just like it exists. Like it was just like to all the naysayers, like this is gonna be a completely different movie.
Kind of like just proof that there's something.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, from that perspective, I can see that it accomplished its goal.
What'd you think of I liked the I think I'm losing you. Are you? Oh no, you were just standing very still.
Oh, sorry.
I liked the my favorite thing about this trailer was the fact that it was 100% Zack Snyder. Like that trailer was 100% Zack Snyder.
It sure was.
I loved it. My only complaint is that I wouldn't have made the first shot Dark Side just because the CGI, you can tell it's not finished with him. And I don't think it was a good idea to make that the first. But other than that, like I loved it. I thought Steppenwolf looked incredible. Like looked really good.
He looked better.
Yeah. I like that in the song they had like this. It's my favorite part of the trailer. I've watched this trailer like 15 times. And I watched this section.
I hated this song.
Oh, I loved it. I'll get into that later.
Okay, sure.
I like that when they showed Steppenwolf for the first time, there was like this twang to the song. Like they added this like dum to it, but it was so subtle but so good. I want to talk about the song because oh gosh, give me a second. I got to pull up the lyrics.
Yeah, of course. For me, I just it's I didn't feel excited when I hear it. When I
I don't
heard
think
it,
the
like,
trailer was meant trailers to meant like it exists. This was for the people who fought for release a Snyder Cut. This is what this trailer was. This wasn't to market the movie.
okay, yeah,
That's the way I'm viewing it.
that's fair.
Like if you listen to the lyrics of the song, that's why I think oh my gosh, I'm trying to find the section of it that I'm because they edited it perfectly. So just give me a second. Okay, so they cut it, and this is it. So right when I loved this because to me this was Zack Snyder saying like Warner Brothers messed up, but now it's my time to shine. Specifically, it was when they showed Steppenwolf for the first time, and they showed us a clip of Cyborg, and there's this clip of Cyborg in it where he's holding this box and he's walking away from the Flash. Do you know what I'm talking about? That like stuck in my brain because I'm like, there's more depth in that one shot than there was in the entire Justice League movie. Like, and the lyrics that play over that is, and even though it all went wrong, I'll stand before the Lord of Song, and I'm like, dang, like that is so like I love I love Zack Snyder. He's like my
Yes.
top 3 directors.
Wow.
Like I love Zack Snyder because the thing about him, and I'm with like this with directors, like this is why I love Shyamalan and stuff, is like when he's good, he's good. When he fails boldly. And I will remember a bad Snyder film, like it's more memorable to me than an okay, goodish movie that was
Oh,
just
okay.
mediocre.
Yeah.
That's why I love him. Like he goes for it. And that's what I love. That's why I'm excited for this movie because I don't know what the hell to expect. I just want Zack Snyder to take me on this ride because I feel like the issue, and this is the issue, I know we talked about this when we talk about Star Wars with like The Last Jedi and stuff, is that people have an expectation of what a character is. And for me, I don't care if you go off the rails with it. Like, I don't care if Batman's killing people. Like, if I see Batman killing people, I'm not like, oh, he's not supposed to kill people. I'm like, why is Batman killing people? That's my mindset.
Yeah. I hear
And
you. Yeah.
4 hours, dude.
It's a lot of
4
content.
hours.
I'm surprised they
I'm
had that
broke.
much.
I am broke. I will be getting HBO Max, and they said because HBO Max isn't globally, they're gonna do a release of it, like for other countries. I'm about to like buy an illegal regional free version of it off Amazon. I'll put it next to my illegal copy of the Toy Story trilogy. I don't care.
You're really
like,
incriminating yourself.
It's a joke. Ha ha ha. There, I just made it. Okay. I'm excited. I'm so excited.
I'm glad you're excited. For me,
This is
was a little
like, I know this isn't, as a film student, I'm supposed to say the Batman was the best trailer, and like from an objective standpoint, it was, but like, damn, the Snyder Cut. Give it to me now.
I think you have enough reason to be excited.
Like, so like Justice League, when it came out, I will say it was probably like my second most anticipated film of all time. Like, to me, the 2 movies I've ever been the most excited for in my life were Force Awakens, that's number 1, and then I don't know why Justice League. Like, when everyone thought it was going to be this great, and then seeing
When
it, I
you thought
enjoyed
they
it. But I was
did
like,
it.
I got to see it a week before, and like I got this exclusive poster, and like I framed it. I got my ticket stub down here. Like,
Aww.
so like this movie to me, I'm like, I'm ready to see the real version of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I can tell you from that perspective of like you desperately wanting this movie, it coming out, it being like okay.
Yeah.
And then having this push to have the real version released and then have it pay off. Like,
Yeah.
what an arc in its own, right?
Like this movie,
honestly,
for it to be successful in my eyes, Not in my eyes. Like, to me, I think I'm gonna really enjoy it because I liked what he did with Batman versus Superman. I liked what he did with Man of Steel.
For
So
sure.
like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't I like this? But oh God, what was I saying? I think in the eyes for the general audience, this is what I was gonna say. In the eyes of the general audience, for this to have been worth it, it just has to be better than
Right.
the original. Even if it's by a little bit, even if it's just a teensy wincy, like by a hair better.
I think they can do that.
I think they can do that. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Yeah. They gave you a lot.
They did. They showed a lot. I mean, it's 4 hours, so really 2 minutes is nothing, but it was a lot. I'm excited.
But like this convention as a whole just like kept giving you gifts, huh?
Yeah. They gave us a trailer for Flash season 7 too, which I wasn't expecting. It wasn't much, but because they got cut off, so just the episode that they were in the middle of shooting, they were just like, here's like 30 seconds, go nuts. Which I mean, I'm like, I'll go nuts over that. Thank you. Man, I hope. So Zack Snyder teased that there's going to be some time stuff in this. And there's like a shot of the Flash and the Speed Force, and I'm like, his version of the Speed Force looks sick. Now on the Flash TV show and like in the comics, when Barry's running through the Speed Force in the background as like an Easter egg, they'll show little panels from other comics from the past, maybe tease stuff for coming in the future and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, we just circling around what we talked about this podcast at the beginning. Show a clip from the Flash TV show. Bring Grant Gustin in to run on a green screen.
I hope they don't do that because I've seen clips of the Time Force in the show and where they're running in place and it looks really bad on the green screen. I hope they don't do that, but you know, if they can improve on that.
No, that's true. They probably have more money to do it on that than this. Dude, they poured money into this thing. Like they poured money. I hope it gets a theatrical distribution. Like if like let's say the world somehow we're all cured and stuff. Like when this
we're
comes
all
out,
cured.
Like if they do a theatrical distribution, like I saw the original Justice League 3 times opening week. Like and like this version I'll actually like. So we'll see. I have a package. I'm excited. What are your thoughts? Are you excited? Because what did you think? Did you see the ultimate cut of Batman versus Superman?
Ultimate cut. No, I'm pretty sure I just saw the
theatrical.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you think of theatrical? Because I didn't like theatrical, and then I saw Zack Snyder's cut, and I was like, oh, this movie does make sense. Okay. I don't know why they cut a half hour out of it.
I went into it not being a DC fan. I was just like, yeah, I'll watch Batman and Superman fight each other. So I was not invested. I did not like actively care what happened. So I enjoyed it.
Okay. Are you going to watch the Snyder cut?
I will not pay for it, but if I already have HBO Max,
I would look into. I'm pretty sure you're paying for HBO Max.
Okay, I'm sure I am.
I'd look into that.
It would not be the last time someone took advantage of me for money.
Oh, there's a sad backstory there, and
not at all. All right, so if you could summarize the FanDome, how would you rate it?
I would say so. What I was saying a little bit when you told me to entertain the people is, if I'm DC, like I don't know how many people watched this thing. I think it was a lot, like based off what Twitter was blowing up.
Yeah.
I'd say skip Comic-Con next year and do DC FanDome in person. Like Star Wars does Star Wars Celebration. Why not do DC FanDome?
Yeah.
And I'm curious to know if Marvel wouldn't split because they have D23, but maybe they would. I don't know. Like I'd say maybe every 2 years you could do a DC FanDome. Wait till you have stuff to announce. Don't just do it when you have stuff to announce.
I would not want to go to a convention where they don't have anything to announce.
Yeah, but like this, I thought this year was perfect.
Yeah, they had a lot. They had a big lineup.
They split it into 2 days at the last second. So like I think in September they're doing it again. And it's going to be all for the TV shows, which I think is smart because by then they'll actually have stuff to show.
Yeah. Well, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Oh my gosh, dude, I can't I don't want to go through a semester of college without having the Flash every week. That's the only thing that gets me through. You know, as sad as that sounds, it's true.
No, I remember sophomore year, the whole room would go into lockdown because you would get to watch your Flash episodes. It was the best.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a holiday
I would hold
every
you
week.
hostage.
Oh yeah, you
It
told
is.
me. You told me if
It
I
really
made a
is.
sound, you would beat me up.
You should talk to my parents about this because whenever I'm home and my shows are on, I have like the volume up. I have the sound bar, surround sound blasting. And if anybody comes in that room and tries to talk to me, I bite their head off. I'm like, not right now. This can wait. I have to see if the Flash is fast enough this week.
Oh, that's so amazing.
Yeah.
Whew. Wow.
Alrighty. So DC
Yeah.
FanDome, I enjoyed it. Did you enjoy just the trailers and stuff?
You know what? I did.
Alrighty. It was a bright spot in this quarantine. It really was.
Yeah.
If you like DC FanDome, let us know down below. And hey, while you're down there, why not tickle that like button and that subscribe button?
Tickle.
Because when you support the Mr. Movies podcast, you support us. And when you support us, we're less upset about everything else happening in our lives.
That's true. Every like is another day I don't feel sad.
Exactly. Thank you, FanDomers, for joining us. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. I love you.